World over, wherever you are. We extend you a very warm welcome on Tuesday, that's on 9th of February 2021 at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, 5 p.m., our main program. Nowadays, after the budget, we have taken basically a focus on education segment. There were six pillars which were discussed by the Honorable Finance Minister on 1st of February when she announced the budget. So we have taken the vertical of education segment, education sector, and in education sector, nowadays in the month of February, immediately after the announcement of budget coming from the armed forces, we are focusing on 100 Sainik schools. What is the way forward? Because this is for the first time that in the PPP mode, they are thinking and they are working on that private sector and basically NGOs, private schools, state governments, they would also be the stakeholders as far as the Sainik schools, which are proposed 100 Sainik schools coming up in India. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is the 649th webinar which we are holding, and Union Budget 2021 focus education, and in education 100 Sainik schools and the way forward. So we are going to get a very distinguished guest today, Major General Ranjit Singh, AVSM, VSM, and he is the president of Charitra Nirman Sansthan. That's in the beautiful state of Haryana. Haryana is doing extremely well with regard to education at present. The school, the colleges, the universities, there's a skill university also which have come up at Palwal, and a couple of new initiatives which they have taken up. And Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is also the initiative by the which started in India from Haryana, a very big, bold, the project. So, with Major General Ranjit Singh ji, Haryana Charitra Niman Sansthan President, we move in our journey. And ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about particularly the Sainik schools, what is the mission and objective? It is very important to understand over here. They are being built to offer quality education to the children of rural masses and to develop such qualities where the body, mind, and character building that will enable the young boys and girls. I endorse girls because boys and girls, now girls are also becoming a part of the Sainik schools. It has already started in India, and the green signal has been given by Minister Defense, and we are going ahead in a very big way. So this is to become a good and a meaningful citizen, nation building. This particular effort is for nation building. These children will be of values. They will understand what is the purpose of life, who am I, why I'm here, what am I doing, what can I do. They will be physically sound, mentally alert, and they would be in a position to take on in the nation building any project whatsoever would be assigned to them or given to them. Our chamber, International Chamber for Service Industry, extends a very warm welcome to all of you. Those are joining us this evening over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we started this journey, a special series, a special program on education. And there we are talking about making education relevant. We started this program on 25th of March, and we have come a long way. And you can well imagine how many webinars we have conducted. Now, on 1st of February, the Honorable Finance Minister, when she announced the six pillars of the Union Budget 2021. Now, which are these six pillars? Health and well-being, physical and financial capital and infrastructure, inclusive development for aspirational India, reinvigorating human capital. Now, this is something very important where we are going to talk about education and human resource development, innovation, research and development, minimum government and maximum governance. So these are the six pillars in the union budget. Now, what are the key reforms in education sector in the budget 2021. These are the main points in the education agenda which have been taken. Now, first is 15,000 schools to be strengthened by implementing all new education policy components. There are 1.5 million schools in India at present. And ladies and gentlemen, in the first phase, 15,000 schools to be strengthened by implementing as a pilot project new education policy components. Second is 100 new Sainik schools to be set up in partnership with NGOs, private schools, and state governments. Third, very important point, 750 Eklavya model residential schools in tribal areas. And then focus on tribal students infrastructure. These 2 points, 750 tribal area schools and focus on developing infrastructure in tribal areas. I will discuss with all of you today at 8 p.m. That is in the same webinar on the GS Motivator at 8 p.m. today. I'll get into the details, which are the tribal belts in India, which are the existing tribal schools in India, what are the policy for tribal students, and these 750 schools which are in pipeline, how they will come up. I will discuss with all of you today at 8 p.m. in our another webinar. Now, Central University to come up in Leh for accessibility of higher education in Ladakh. Last evening at 8 p.m. If you have missed it, you can see it on my YouTube channel, that is GS Motivator. If you go on GS Motivator, you can see I've discussed thread by thread how Leh Ladakh economy, youth, economic overall multiplier, how it will take place with just one central university coming up over there. It's on the YouTube. You can see in your own time. Legislation to be introduced to set up Higher Education Commission of India. At present, you have got AICT, you have got UGC, you have got National Council for Teacher Education, and you've got many other verticals which are there for higher education. So all to be brought under one umbrella, and there'll be one Higher Education Commission of India. Creation of formal umbrella structure to bring all government colleges, universities, and research institution in particular city. When you talk about different cities, so this all to be brought in a formal way under one umbrella structure. That is also very innovative step. Realignment of existing national apprenticeship training scheme, NATS. That is also we are going to take, because today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yesterday I talked about Leh and Ladakh. That's a central university. Today I'm going to talk about 750 tribal schools as well as tribal students. What is the roadmap for them in future? And subsequently next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will take on remaining topics also with you. What exactly is to be done, how it is going to be done, all that part we are going to discuss with all of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, historic day in the Indian, when I talk about in India, that is 29th of July 2020. Very important day, because that day, the new education policy being announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, Education Minister, and the Cabinet. All that is very, very important, because we got to take into consideration, because this new education policy after 34 years is going to be the game changer for all of us. Game changer. The Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, along with Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank ji, this new education policy, what exactly, how it can be a game changer. Excuse me. This is very important to understand when you talk about school education and when you talk about higher education. When I'm taking both the areas into consideration, very important for you to understand that now the arts, commerce, and science that has been removed, skills, vocational competencies, capabilities, critical thinking, logical thinking, analytical thinking, and besides that, collaborative thinking, innovation coming out of students, whether at school level, Atal Tinkering Labs, or at higher education when we talk about your Atal Incubation Centers. Under Atal Incubation Mission is a very important agenda which is being taken into consideration. So all of us, those are interested about it, you should join and you should take care of it. We should work out. Now, under pillar number of four of what? That is, I'm talking about pillar number four, that is of the union budget. And when I talk about that, under this, there is a higher allocation now as far as the budget is concerned, because that is something very important. The budget has been increased by 9.5% as far as education is concerned. Government has given priority to education sector. Education is on the agenda, and government in the new education policy has also announced that the 6% of the GDP will be spent on empowering education ecosystem in India. That's a priority area which government is taking. Now, these 100 Sainik schools, when I talk about, ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very important because we have to take into consideration, and that is something we have to take care of. Now, 100 new Sainik schools, they are going to bring a game changer. We are going to deliberate, and this I'm going to discuss this evening with all of you, and that is going to be your 750 Eklavya model schools and also the robust infrastructure for the tribal students which has to be set up in India. Now, with education, skills are also very, very important, which we all have to consider. There are three, there's a triangle, there's a education, there's a skill, and there's a entrepreneurship. When you talk about education, quality education, need-based skills, and everybody towards moving Atmanirbhar Bharat, because if you think for jobs, I think you should be a job giver, not a job seeker anymore now. That is the way we all have to move on. It's very important, which we have to take into consideration. Women empowerment is another priority which government has given, and particularly the state of Haryana has taken a lot of big role in that to empowering their women. We will discuss today. During this entire pandemic, when we have collected the data from the whole world, 152 countries, I wish to share with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that water crisis is going to be a very big crisis in future. If we do not take this into consideration, we are heading towards problems, great difficulties. Every drop of water is so important
Water
for
is
all
so
of us.
important for all of us.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, thereafter, this is the complete canvas which we have got over here. This is the complete programs which our chamber organizes, making education relevant throughout the week. You all got to understand, imagine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everything is dedicated to making education relevant. Shiksha, Kaushalta, and Udmita. We all have to take into consideration. After this program with Major General Ranjit Singh ji, we will be moving ahead at 8 p.m. tonight. Don't forget to log in YouTube live. I will be coming. You should remember GS Motivator, that is your channel. Yesterday we talked about Leh Ladakh. We talked about Central University. Today we are going to talk about
Today
the
we are going to
budget
talk about the budget
in education sector, where we will
sector,
be taking
where we
on
will be
the
taking
tribal youth.
tribal youth.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
whatsoever human mind
what's
can
human mind
conceive and believe, it
believe
can achieve.
it can
Let's come
achieve.
together.
Let's come
Let's
together.
make education
Let's make
relevant.
education
We
relevant.
will meet
We
for
meet
Sainik School
for
discussions
Sainik
now
discussion
every
now
Monday,
every
Tuesday,
Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday at
Thursday
5 p.m.
at 5
And that
p.m.
is
And that is
11th of
11th
February.
of
Then
February.
next Monday,
Next
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Tuesday,
Thursday,
Wednesday,
again we
Thursday.
would be meeting next
We
week.
would be meeting
We extend a very warm
extend
welcome
a very
this evening
this evening
to
to
Honorable Major
Honorable
General Ranjit
Major
Singh
General
Ji,
Ranjit Singh
AVSM, VSM,
with
President,
Haryana Charitra Nirman
Sanstha,
who is kind to spare
who
his
is kind to
valuable and
spare his
precious time
valuable and precious
and to
time
be with us.
and to be with
Ladies and
us.
gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
let us talk about
let us
today
talk about today
Sainik Schools.
Sainik Schools.
May I request you to
May I
kindly
request you to
unmute your
kindly
mic, sir.
unmute your mic, sir.
And there's an echo coming from two angles.
From two angles,
I would request you kindly
request
switch
you
off
kindly switch off
one of your
one of
gadgets.
your gadgets.
Either you can be
Either
on
you can be
mobile
on mobile
or you can be on
or you can be
laptop.
on laptop.
And kindly
And kindly
take on, sir.
take on, sir.
We extend a very warm welcome. Sir, you got to unmute your mic. You got to unmute your mic. Unmute, sir.
Unmute, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. No, now it's again
Now
muted.
it's again muted.
Yes, now it's fine,
Yes,
sir.
now it's fine,
Now
sir.
it's fine.
Now
It's a pleasure to have you with
it's
us.
a pleasure to have you with us this evening.
Thank you very much for
Thank you very
sparing your
much for
most
sparing your
valuable
most
time.
valuable time.
Sir, your voice is
Sir,
not
your
coming.
voice is not coming.
No, I'm not able to
No,
hear you,
I'm
sir.
not able to hear you, sir.
No worries. Take your time, sir. Take
No
your
worries.
time. No, your mic is muted, sir. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Mic is muted.
Ha.
Ah,
Increase the volume, sir.
increase the
Increase
volume,
the
sir.
volume.
Increase the volume.
No, sir. I'm
No,
not able
sir.
to
I'm
hear
not
you.
able to hear you.
Sir, try now.
Sir, try now.
Sir, try now.
Sir, try now.
Can you try now,
Can you
sir?
try now, sir?
Your camera.
Your camera.
Yes, your
Yes,
camera.
camera.
You are switched on.
Switched
Just
on.
try the audio, sir.
Audio, sir.
I'm so sorry, sir.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Your audio
Your
is not
audio
reaching.
is not reaching.
I will tell
I will
my
tell
technical team to just help you out. I will tell my technical team. They will just help you out, sir. They will just help you out. Sir, my technical team person, he's with you. He would just help you out. You got to unmute your mic, sir. You got to unmute your mic. You got to unmute your mic, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, after the budget has been announced, we have picked up the segment of education sector. And in education sector, we are focusing in the first phase because every month we will be taking one vertical. And at present we are talking about
Sainik
Schools.
Sainik Schools.
This is for the month of February.
This is for the month of February.
Your audio is not
Your
reaching,
audio
sir.
is not reaching.
No, your mic is mute. Your mic is mute, sir. Your mic is mute. Ladies and gentlemen, you can well imagine that technical difficulties do come, and particularly although we have come out of the post-corona period. And you know, technically, when you talk about, imagine there are lots of challenges when you come into the blended learning, flip learning, digital learning, technology based learning. Everything has to be taken into consideration. That part is very important. And we got to slowly and gradually, all these gadgets, all these equipments, uh, human resource, slowly and gradually would be making optimum use of all these. You got to unmute your mic, sir. You got to unmute your mic. Right on your mobile phone, where from you have logged in, down below, there are two buttons. One is for your camera and one is for your audio. On that audio, you got to unmute because there's a cross over there. You got to just unmute, sir, over there. And once you unmute on both, your video will come. When you will unmute your video, just put your thumb on that and that comes. Yes, that comes. Now we have to go on audio, sir. I am somehow facing a lot of challenge on your audio, sir. No, sir, your audio is not reaching, sir. Your audio is not reaching, sir. Can you change, sir? Can you change the mobile? You can use other mobile. I will tell my technical team to help you. No problem, sir. No problems. I will tell Ajay Kundal to help you, and you can use other mobile and you can come from that device, sir. No worries, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a conversation today with Major General Ranjit Singh ji, because whenever you have to get a senior person, yes, because senior person, his lifetime experience, what all he has got, and today he is holding a very noble cause, Haryana Charit Niman Sansthan. So to get his views and his voice, we have to put in extra efforts. And I would request that he can log in from other mobile, and our technical team can help that they should basically take on one mobile. So, ladies and gentlemen, till the time Major General Ranjit Singh ji joins us, the President of the Haryana Charitra Nirman Sansthan, I would like to discuss with you that we are presently taking on the Sainik School agenda in the new budget. And in the Sainik schools, we are going to talk about that what will be the norms, particularly for the new 100 Sainik schools which have to come up vis-a-vis existing Sainik schools, what challenges are there, what difficulties are presently being experienced, and the new Sainik schools which have to come up, how can we have a smooth sailing? We can have a realistic, kind of a delivery mechanism so that, yes, sir, are you in a position to get it? Are we in a position to get it from the different mobile? Ladies and gentlemen, little technical difficulty which we are experiencing, but it's a part of the entire system. We all have to understand that, and till we join Jalsa, because lot of our friends have joined. Let me say my deep thanks to all of them. Madam Julie Subba has joined from Manipur. Shiva Vimalji has joined. Mr. Tyrone has joined from Meghalaya. Balkishanji has joined from Pathankot. Colonel Inder Mohanji, one of the most important Sutradhar of this particular series. Then Asavosa Imphal has joined. Then Nane Lee has joined. Mahesh Kumarji has joined. And then Joba Lakshmi has joined. And we have got Sonuji and Julie ma'am and couple of other people, those have joined this particular program. We extend them a very warm welcome. Sir, madam, the mic is mute.
आप जब ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तो
आ
आप
गया
ज्वाइन विद ऑडियो कर रहे हैं सर?
अभी देखिए, अभी आपका ऑडियो आ गया, अभी ऑडियो आ गया आपका, देखिए. हेलो हाँ सर, can you hear me? I think, sir, what we can do, we both can log in once again. No worries. I will also come back again. I will join. I will restart everything so that you have no difficulty. And the tech. Trying from other one. Let's see. If we succeed in that, then we need not to re-log in. You are trying. I can see that you are trying to log in from the other one. So now, ladies and gentlemen, India needs seamless connectivity. India needs seamless connectivity. Could you kindly unmute the mic, sir, of your mobile?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir. Pleasure to hear you. Pleasure to hear you. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Thank you. So, when we keep working for something, we finally succeed. Hearty welcome to Major General Ranjit Singh ji.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but sir, there is a lot of disturbance because two mics are on.
If you two actually.
If you switch off one mic, it will be better, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir. But you got to switch off the other one, sir. There are Now there is a message from Reboma from Arunachal Pradesh that it is echoing. That's a message from the mountains of Arunachal Pradesh.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Now it's better. Now it's better, sir. Now please go ahead.
No, I can hear, but
No.
video.
Sir, no worries. Even if video is not there, no problems.
Right.
Even if video is not there, but
Right, sir.
you got to switch on only one mic, sir.
And the other one is switching off. We are just switching it off.
Yes, sir. This is echo.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, this is echo.
Oh, can you switch off? Actually, there are two mobiles on.
Now this is fine. This is fine. This voice is fine.
Okay, sir.
Please go ahead on this, sir. Please go ahead on this.
Dr. Gulshan, I am very thankful for giving me this opportunity to speak on one of the most important topics, that is the Sainik Schools. Now, the Sainik Schools actually were established in 1961, basically to prepare the children academically, physically, and mentally to join armed forces, including NDA, Naval Academy, Air Force. Initially, there were a lot of problems in 1961 because their basic aim was to remove regional imbalance in the society, and planning was to have one Sainik school per school. Initially, it was not possible because they started with very few. Today, they have got 33 Sainik schools, and very many are in the pipeline. So, thanks to the government that they announced 100 more Sainik schools on PPP model. But my request to the honorable government, we are thankful that the government is thinking on the right lines, but I would like to highlight the existing status of Sainik School. Though they take admission in class 6 and class 9, but there are a lot of problems as far as infrastructure and grant is concerned. I was principal in two Sainik schools and a military school. Thereafter, I was the inspecting officer of all the, that time, 24 Sainik schools. Can you hear me, sir?
It is better, sir. It is better now.
Oh, okay. So, therefore, I said, since I was the principal of two Sainik schools and a military school, thereafter I was the inspecting officer of all the, that time, 24 Sainik schools. Now there are 33. I have visited each and every school for 2 to 3 times. Though the fee structure is not able to sustain the infrastructure development, there's no doubt. At times, the MOD, Ministry of Defense, because all schools are under Ministry of Defense, they grant 1 crore per school per year. Initially, that also was not coming. Thanks to the government now, at least they have started releasing some grant. Fee structure varies from school to school. Those located in poor states, their fee structure is very less, starting from 60,000 to 1,12,000 rupees per annum. Now, though there are various categories, SC, ST, separate quota, and defense category separate, civilian, own state 67% seats. Class 9, whatever seats are vacant, they take admissions in class 9 after conducting a test. My only request to the honorable government, state government as well as central government, is that the principals, half the energy is utilized in the state corridor, secretariat corridor. So therefore, he keeps running after the government or the IS officers to get the grant released from the state government. And in that, the school suffers. Very many schools infrastructure is not up to the mark. Still, the Sainik schools were producing outstanding results. Just to give an example, last 3 years, 2016, 158 boys from Sainik School joined NDA out of 595. In 2017, 179 students out of 644 were from Sainik schools. And in 2018, 147 students joined NDA out of 662. In addition, very many students join IAS, IPS, paramilitary forces, and civil jobs. I think 2 to 3 chief ministers or ex-chief ministers are from Sainik schools. So therefore, that is the level of training there, because they really work for what the honorable government has announced today, the new education policy, where they have mentioned the holistic development. I'm sorry, sir. Earlier, the aim of education was not holistic development, because with this meager amount, the holistic development of the students was not possible. But whereas in these Sainik schools, the academic standards were okay. The routine is so busy. Morning it will start PT, then drill, academic classes, sports, in the evening, extra classes, supervised classes, eco effect. And at night, there are night classes. And including principal, headmaster, staff is employed there, and they visit in the academic block. Thereafter, they go to hostel and they see their studies. In hostel also, the academic period is observed. So the routine is so tight that works for the holistic development of the students. Because when the students are physically tough, mentally alert, emotionally balanced, definitely he is a better candidate for NDA than other boys, in fact. My only request is, I'm getting disturbed. My only request is the state government and the central government is, unless the adequate infrastructure is given to these schools, the aim of the objective will not be achieved. This is my personal feeling. However, the new effort of the government must be appreciated, because it will give even Dr. Kalam's model. Dr. Kalam had said, Shiksha with Sanskar, Sanskriti, skill, and good education. Because these Sainik schools are providing good education, except that the infrastructure is lacking. Even I was principal in Sainik School, Lucknow. Though it's a state school, even the toilets did not have taps. I requested the chief minister. It took me 1 month to meet the chief minister, and I could get some grants. Now the school is slightly shaping. Still, very many Sainik schools are lacking the basic amenities of infrastructure. Even the staff, to my, I will not use that word, some of the staff members are not role models. They become disgruntled. I do not know why. Maybe one example is, in military schools, there are 5 military schools. One of the senior teacher is appointed as a principal of military school. So that is probably a motivation that keeps them motivated. Probably sooner or later, my name may also come as a principal. But in the Sainik schools, though they keep getting promotion as far as pay is concerned, but the structure almost remains the same. He comes as a teacher, retires as a teacher. So that probably may be one of the lacunas in these schools. However, the PPP model, my only worry is that the NGOs or the private partners, will they be able to put in that effort? Who will be the overall in charge? MOD? Will there be inspections? Who will do inspections? The present structure? Who will appoint principals? Will there be uniform people, or the retired army education officers, or the defense officers? Now, there's already shortage of Army Education Corps officers in the army, because the recruitment in Education Corps is almost stopped for a few months. Unless this starts, you will not be able to feed principals and headmasters in these schools. I may be allowed to make a statement. Principals from civil background are equally good. They may be better than us. But if you have to motivate these boys and girls now, they've already started joining, to join defense forces, it is better that you have a uniform person as head of the institution, because he knows the background, he will be a role model, he will attend the PT, he will do PT with them, he will play games with them, he will be a teaching principal. And over a period of time, he will imbibe officer-like qualities such as his practical intelligence, his grasp, his organizing ability, his command over the language of Hindi and English, his cooperation, his adjustment through various camps, cultural activities, social get-togethers, and sports, team game, the leadership qualities, ability to influence the group, liveliness, cheerfulness, determination, courage, physical and mental stamina, and his motivation. He should definitely generate a spark in the young students. He should act as a guide and a motivator. At times, he has to act as a senior friend. He has to come to that level because the young students have come from the home. They may take some time. So the principal, headmaster, registrar are the role models where the children look for. And they start thinking that I should be like my registrar, my headmaster, or my principal. And definitely, I have been playing almost all games. I had been running cross country with my students, and I have played tennis and other games. So therefore, the principal definitely has to be a role model. However, suppose if the on PP model, if the civilians are appointed as principals, headmaster, registrars, then you may have good students who will be passing out. But the objective for defense forces probably may not be met. There are more than 1,000 central schools, more than 150 army schools. What is the percentage intake in NDA? RIMC is totally military dominated. RIMC is sending 99% boys in NDA. So that makes difference because the principal, headmaster, registrar, they're all from defense. And RIMC has got better infrastructure than these Sainik schools. Nowadays, some of these Sainik schools have improved. For example, Kunjpura, the previous government, the chief minister being ex-Sainik school, sent a lot of grant, and I was the inspecting officer. So I requested personally. The Honorable President also visited Sainik School Kunjpura, and a lot of infrastructure was developed. Like this, if all these Sainik schools are developed like this, then definitely the aims and objectives will be achieved. But the same way, you see Sainik School Retd, last 10 years, the accommodation has not come up. Second Sainik School in Haryana. So unless you take interest, unless the government takes interest, the Sainik School could have come up in 2 to 3 years. कभी बिल्डिंग नहीं बन रहा है, कभी लैंड टेक ओवर नहीं हो रहा है, कभी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, कभी ग्रांट नहीं आ रही है. So the Sainik School Rewari is still working in a school building, and the students are lacking those facilities. And likewise, there are many Sainik schools who are on these ad hocism. Unless we go for this, the state government has to take the responsibility. Then only we will be able to achieve the aim of new education policy. Otherwise, we will not be able to meet the targets. But of course, we are getting the feedback that some of these Sainik schools are doing very well, and they are trying to achieve the holistic development objective of the new education policy. But so far, definitely, after having served as a vice chancellor in 3 universities, after having visited more than 300 colleges and B.Ed colleges, the education state in B.Ed colleges who are training teachers of tomorrow is in pathetic condition. 50-60% B.Ed colleges are non-functional. I make a statement, non-functional. Either teachers are not there or students are not there. And they are just giving exams and the students pass. Tomorrow, if these teachers are selected, then what kind of teachers, what kind of role models these teachers will be? This is my worry. And this may be happening in many other states of the country. This I am quoting because I was the in charge of these colleges, B.Ed colleges, as Vice Chancellor of Jain University, where these colleges were under my command. I tried a surgical strike. In temporarily, I got success, but ultimately I failed. So therefore, my only request to the Honorable Government, state as well as center, that if before starting, we must have a closed door meeting of intellectuals, ex-principals, and people who are involved. State governments will keep telling, we will give you a grant, they will never give grant. And principal will be shunting between school and the secretariat. The highest lobby will not listen. They will keep delaying the things. So please, Gulshanji, these were my few observations. I hope I have made myself very clear. However, in case if you want any other clarification, kindly please shoot. I have finished. I rest my case. Thank you.
So very kind of you, sir. So very kind of you. I think we are blessed. We are blessed with your intellectual experience, your ground experience, your realistic experience. And I never knew about it. I'm more humble after listening to you that after Armed Forces Services, you were the Honorable Vice Chancellor of a Jain University, and you had a couple of colleges under that university. You have gone on the ground.
Sir.
You gave the condition of the B.Ed colleges, what exactly is happening on the ground, everything taken in a realistic term, sir. I just wish to get 5 main recommendations from you, and I would keep requesting you, bothering you from time to time, because you have got so much of intellectual capital, and उसमें से आपको मेरे कमंडल में थोड़ी सी भिक्षा डाल के देनी होगी, आपको देनी होगी, sir. I have taken as a soldier only one agenda. If the government has announced these 100 Sainik schools and our chamber,
Sir.
International Chamber for Service Industry, can you imagine, sir, that 1st of February the budget was announced, and second evening we had Colonel Sudhanshu Arya. Then next day I had Colonel Inder Mohan. Next day I had Colonel Amarjeet. And now yesterday I had Colonel Palaramji. And today you are very kind to grace this particular, time and give your valuable inputs. There is so much to pick up the threads from you. Today's program will not be countable because there were technical glitches. I could not get quality time from you. You as a decorated soldier, having done so much, and I didn't know about it, because that not only there is a shortage of Army Education Corps officers, you also made a mention that recruitment stopped for some time. We would like to get onto the bottom
Yes,
of
sir.
that. Another thing, sir, what comes to my mind, you are a decorated soldier. You have given your entire life for education ecosystem. We will build a cadre and we will try and work out some of the youngsters, those are interested to come into Army Education Corps. We will try and work out more and more younger generation. They should join the armed forces. Are there ladies now, sir, in Army Education Corps?
Yes, more than 140 or odd officers are
Great.
lady officers.
Great. So under women empowerment, we will work on that also. And sir, I am totally with you. When you gave 1,000 central school, you talked about other whatever ecosystem is going on in the country. And if we could not get a sizable number, because coming from the same green uniform with a population of 1.38 billion people, if we cannot complete a course in Indian Military Academy and there is a shortage of youngsters, certainly there is some communication gap, some patriotic gap somewhere in the system. Children used to join in the past and they were coming. And there has to be a mechanism why a principal in a uniform should get to the corridors asking for the money. Why not there should be an automatic route and working out a system? All that part we have to take into consideration. 5 main recommendation of yours today. And sir, in a very polite, very humble way, your today's presence will not be counted. I would request you, when I'll be completing this series and when I'll be preparing the blueprint, I would request you once again to come on this platform, because thread by thread, we will take into consideration what that blueprint should be, because it has to be made public. There is nothing secret what we would like to submit from our chamber. One agenda, education. And in education, first part, 100 Sainik schools in realistic term, pragmatic term coming on ground. Now today, sir, kindly give 5 main recommendation of yours. What you feel that, Gulshan, these are the 5 points from my side I would like to tell, sir. Please, 5 points from your side.
Right, sir. Thank you, Gulshan sir. Now, first one is the infrastructure has to be as per the requirement, which is lacking today in most of the Sainik schools. Second, quality role model teachers enrollment for the coming Sainik schools. Third, the headmaster and the principal has to be from education branch. If possible, they are supposed to be ex-psychologists who worked in Sainiks, who worked in the selection board as psychologist. I was a psychologist in selection board. So the principal or headmaster will be able to guide the students in Sainik school itself before going for services selection board interview. Fourth, the MOD should take charge. The inspections should be by the MOD. Fifth, there has to be a grant allotted by the MOD, by the central government, so that principal doesn't have to run around between the school and the secretariat. Thank you. I rest my case again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are privileged. We are privileged. Although you have not to speak now, but can you come live now, sir, with your camera? At least the universe should see you. This decorated soldier, ladies and gentlemen.
लाएंगे कैसे लाएंगे मनु लाओगे मनु कैमरा ला सकते हो कैमरा मांग रहे हो I'd like to show you.
If possible, sir. If possible, sir. It would be very kind of you.
Is it coming?
No,
Yes.
sir. Not
Is
as
it
yet.
coming?
Not as yet, sir. Not as yet. No worries. No worries. No worries. No problem, sir. Yes. Now here it is. Now here it is. I salute you, sir. I salute you from here. And your voice has also come. Camera has also come at the end of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Major General Ranjit Singh, AVSM, VSM, formerly from the Army Education Corps, a decorated soldier who has dedicated his life to education. Sir, there's a lot to learn from you. There's a lot to take from
Thank you, sir.
And the blueprint finally we prepare. I do not know, sir, whether he is one of your student or colleague or a former officer, but this entire packaging is being done with the help of last 10 years. I'm deeply associated with Colonel Inder Mohan. We should wish him, we should wish him good health. We should wish him good health. And I pray to Almighty, give him good health. He should live long. We need more officers like him. We need more people like him. And under your leadership, we are going to take this campaign forward. We will meet our Honorable Defense Minister with blueprint after we have completed the entire exercise in month of February. Kindly give me some more defense officers from the Army Education Corps. Those have worked in the Sainik schools. They are experienced, they are scholarly, they understand, they are committed, and they are emotionally charged like you to empower Sainik schools ecosystem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.